Hello everyone, uh, welcome to our topic abstract class in C Sharp. So in this video we are going through what are abstract class in C Sharp. We will go for the live demo and we can see that how we can use abstract classes in C Sharp. So let's start our slide first. So what are abstract class in C Sharp? In this video we will go through abstract classes in C Sharp. So what is an abstract class in C Sharp is? Or abstract class is same as in Java or any object-oriented programming. So an abstract class is used to define what is known as a base class. The main purpose of the abstract class is that it always serves as the base class. That means that the main purpose of the abstract class is that any class wants to implement abstract methods that can inherit this base class, that is abstract class. A base class is a class which has the most basic definition of a particular requirement. A base class is the class that have the basic implementation of the requirement. Is that means the basic requirement can be defined in the base class, and any classes that wants to implement that functionality can inherit that base class. So if we are talk about an example of the class is animal. So animal is the base class animal, and further categories of the animals are n number of types like cat, dog, giraffe, lion. So everyone has the different functionality of eating, but the definition of every animal is same. So a definition method, that is abstract method, can be defined in the class, and any child class like lion class, dog class can write that animal class. So now the question comes, what are abstract methods are? So in abstract classes we generally define abstract methods. Abstract method is a method without a body. The implementation of abstract method is done by a derived class. Like in interface, we are define the body of the function in the interface, and any class that is implementing that interface has to implement that method in that class. So the same purpose is derived by abstract class, and there are abstract methods that don't have any body, but you have to implement the body in the child classes where you are going to inherit that base abstract class. So when the derived class inherited the base method from the abstract class, it must override the abstract method. Means if you are deriving the base class, that is class is abstract class, and you are defining abstract method, then in the child class you have to override that abstract method, and that is the primary requirement of defining abstract class as well as abstract methods, this requirement. And if you are not doing in that way, then you will have compile time error, right? And that is also called dynamic polymorphism. The syntax of using the abstract method is access modifiers, that is public, private, your protected. Then there is a keyword to define abstract classes, that is abstract return type. Means either it is int, integer, string, or any type of return type, or void return type if it is not returning nothing, and a method name and the parameter, right? The abstract method is declared by adding the abstract modifier the method. In the example you can see that we are using abstract keyword to define, to tell the compiler that this method would be abstract. So let's switch to Visual Studio to look into a live demo of the abstract class. So now you can see we have one non-abstract methods, a non-abstract class, and we have one abstract class, right? So first we will go for the non-abstract class, that is simple class. So if we in this example we are going for the, both the examples are abstract classes, but we can see that if we are not defining um, any um, any abstract method, then what are the impacts of making an abstract class but not defining the abstract method? So first is non-abstract method. We can modify this. So if we are modifying, then we have to implement this here. So you can see this is the abstract class, right? But the method in this defined is not abstract. Why? Because we are not using abstract keyword here, and we are also defining the body, and that is not required in if we are making the method as abstract. But in class MCN1 we are inheriting this abstract class, but we are not implementing this add because it is already defined in the base class, and that is this method is non-abstract. So we have the choice that either we can't define again in the base class. So in the next demo, that is important one, and that is we are going to do that. We have one abstract class, we have one method that is add, that is non-abstract, but we have defined one abstract method. You can see modifier, abstract keyword, return type, name of the method, and the parameters. This method is abstract method and inside the abstract class. Now what we are doing, we are inheriting this abstract class in test2, and we are overriding this. You can see this was the definition of the function in the abstract class, and it was abstract method, and now we are inheriting this abstract class, so we need to overwrite this uh, function that is mul, right, multiplication. So if I will remove this, then it will throw the compile time error, does not implement inherited abstract method. That means if we are defining if we are defining any abstract method in abstract class and we are inheriting that abstract class in the another class, then we need to override that method. Same example, we are overriding again multiplication in the test3 because it is again inheriting, but see the difference. The basic use of the abstract class is that although you are defining your function here, but in I am in first example I am inheriting in test2, and the definition of multiplication is written I into j, I multiply j. But again I am inheriting this abstract class and in the test3, and while I am overriding this multiplication, I am just defining that return I minus j. That means if you are the primary use of the abstract class is that any class that are inheriting abstract method can define the method in own way. That means the user have the choice to write their own implementation in various classes, right? And in test4 we can see we are inheriting test2 which is inheriting abstract, and we are overriding this multiplication and we are making I plus j. So I have put one key breakpoint here. If I start here, you can see the value in A is 6. That means we are making the object of test4, right? And test4 is this, and the multiplication definition is I plus j. So that means 2 plus 4 is equal to 6, and we are getting 6. Again we are making the object of test2, and again test2, again it is inheriting base abstract class, but the definition of I into j. So 2 into 4 would be 8, and if we pass through it, the output would be 8. Again we are making the object of test 3. Test 3 have different implementation of the abstract method, that is I minus j. That means 4 minus 2 would be 2, right? You can see. So the output would be 682. That means the abstract classes we are inheriting in the child classes and the abstract methods, if more than one class is inheriting that abstract method, then the child class have the freedom to implement the abstract method according to the functionality in each class differently, right? So that is the primary advantage of abstract class and abstract methods. So that means the primary use of the abstract class as well as the abstract method is the inheritance. So in this example we can use now moving back to this, now basic feature of the abstract class. An abstract class inherit from the class and one or more interfaces, right? An abstract can implement code with non-abstract methods. That means we can define non-abstract methods also. Non-abstract methods have the methods that are having body itself, right? And the abstract methods don't have the body. We have to define the body in the child classes that are inheriting that abstract class. An abstract class can have modifiers for methods properties. You can see that public method public override int, we can access the modifiers. Investor can have constant and fields. In abstract class we can define constant and fields. An abstract class can implement a property. An abstract can have constructor or tree constructor as the same, the simple class. An abstract class cannot be inherited from by structures, means structure cannot inherit the abstract classes. That is the main thing to remember. An abstract class cannot support multiple inheritance, as the C# doesn't support multiple inheritance. So abstract class doesn't support multiple inheritance. In fact, that is the basic difference between interfaces and abstract class, is that interfaces, by using interfaces we can achieve multiple inheritance, but abstract class doesn't support multiple inheritance. So friends, this was the overview of the what are abstract classes. Again, abstract classes are the primary use of the abstract classes are for the base classes. There are abstract methods, non-abstract methods. Non-abstract methods are the methods which have bodies in abstract classes itself, and the abstract methods are only defined in the uh, abstract base class. But any class that are inheriting that base class and the class is abstract, so and we are making any method as the abstract in the base class, then we have to define the body in the child class itself. And abstract class gives the freedom to the user to implement the functionality in its own way, as well as it also defines the users of that class, that if the method is abstract, then you have to override that method in while inheriting that base class, abstract base class. If you are not doing so, the compiler will go through the errors. Again, we can't achieve multiple inheritance using abstract class. That can be achieved using interfaces. So that's all about abstract classes. I hope you like this video. Please go through our channel, that is Bishop Sood. We are constantly putting our videos here according to your requirements. If you are eager to learn any specific scenarios or any specific technology, or you are facing any problem, then we can help you from the uh, masters of each technology. So looking forward for your comments as well as your likes. Thank you.